Hello viewers, I am Dr. Radhika, Professor in Computer Science and Engineering. Now in this session, I am going to explain you about the limitations of arrays, and also next I am going to explain about the difference between arrays and linked list. So first of all, we will see what are the limitations of arrays. So array is, what is meant by an array? Array is collection of similar data items. That is, for example, if you say an array, you can say it as int sum a of 5. So that means what? Here in this array you can store 5 individual elements of an 5 individual integer values in A. So this is called as an array. So whenever you are using array, we say that array is a rigid structure. The first limitation of arrays is, we say that it is rigid structure. We say that it is a rigid structure. Means we say that it is a rigid structure means it is fixed. So for example, if you take this, whenever if an array is declared like this, what will happen is, so the array name is A and the number of elements that can be stored in A is equal to 5, and what is the size occupied in memory? The size occupied in memory is 5, that is number of elements into the size of integer, that is 2 bytes, that is 10 bytes of memory is required for A, like this, and it can take the values as only integers, and like this. These are all the properties of arrays. So whenever if you declare an array like this, so all these properties are fixed. So all these properties are fixed. So they cannot be changed. So that's why we call it as rigid structure. We say that array is a rigid structure. And one more point is, so the second one is, the memory cannot be increased or decreased. Memory cannot be increased or decreased. So this is another limitation of array. So that means what? For example, if you give int a of 5. So what is the size occupied by A? It is 10 bytes. So this 10 bytes cannot be increased or it cannot be decreased. That is called as an array. So this is how you can use whenever if you are declaring an array, the memory size, it cannot be increased more than 10 or it cannot be decreased. So that is called as an array. So that's why it is also a disadvantage of array. And another main disadvantage of array is it required continuous memory. So we say that arrays require continuous memory allocation. So for example, if you take, this is an array, this is our memory. For example, if you take, this is our memory. So for example, whenever you declare if you declare some array like this, int a of 5, what will happen is, so it requires 10 bytes of memory, it requires 10 bytes of memory free. So that means what? This is the memory occupied by this variable, that is the array variable A. So if 10 bytes of memory is there, then just it will occupy that memory, it will allocate that memory and it will assign that to A. So that means we can say that it is assigned as A. So A. So this 10 bytes will be used by your variable A. So for example, suppose if I have given int A of, not int, I will give it as for example long int. Long int A of, if I give some 1000, if I give 1000, then what will happen? What is the size of long int? It is 4 bytes. So, and how many number of elements can be stored in this array? 1000 elements. So that means what? Total how many bytes of memory is required by A now? It requires 4000 bytes of memory. Suppose if in your memory, for example, all this memory is occupied. This is occupied, and this is a free memory, for example, and it is of size, for example, some 2000, and again all this is being occupied. Everything is occupied by some other programs or some other users. So now again you have a free memory 2000 here. So if this is the case, and again this is also occupied. So this is your total memory. So this is also occupied. So total how much memory is available here? 2000. This is one 2000 memory that is free, and this is another 2000 memory that is free. So total how much you have? You have total of 4000 bytes of memory. You have how much memory? You have total of 4000 bytes of memory. So that even though if you have 4000 bytes of memory, what the system will do is, so because this 4000 we don't have it as continuous memory, the system will say that out of space, that is memory is, so it will give you an error, out of space. So it will give the space as out of space. So that's why what will happen is, so even though 2000 bytes of memory is free, it has not allocated memory to our program. So that is the disadvantage of declaring with, that is the disadvantage of using with arrays. That is, it requires continuous memory. It requires continuous memory. So if you have a block of memory that is free, that is how much block? You require 4000 bytes of memory, then only it can allocate memory to your program. Otherwise, it won't allocate the memory to your program. So even though 2000 plus 2000 bytes of memory is free, it is not allocating the memory, because we don't have the 4000 bytes of memory as a single continuous block. So that is the main disadvantage of using arrays. That is, continuous memory is required for arrays. So this is another limitation of arrays. And one more disadvantage of arrays is, once the memory is allocated, so it cannot be resized. We say that it cannot be resized. And another limitation of array is, so memory loss. This is one main disadvantage of using arrays. So now we will see again for the same example. So here I have declared how much? I have declared it as, I have declared long int a of 1000. So here what will happen is, so here how much memory is required? 4000 bytes of memory is required. For example, this is total block size is 4000. So because we got 4000 bytes of memory free, so that's why what will happen? This memory will be allocated to A. And at runtime, for example, if you are giving an n value, and for n values, that is the number of elements. Here n indicates number of elements in your array. So for example, if I give only 10, for n is equal to 10. So that means what? And I am going to give the values for not 10, I will give it as 5. So then I will give the values as a of 0 is equal to 10, a of 1 as 20, a of 2 as 30. Totally how many elements I have to give? I have to give 5 elements. A of 3 is equal to 40 and A of 4 is equal to 50. So how much memory I have allocated for A? 4000 bytes. So this 4000 bytes block is free in memory. That's why the system has allocated the memory for A 4000. So but at runtime what I have done is I have read the value, that is the number of elements for this array. So that I have given it as n is equal to 5. So now I have read the values also, that is A of 0, A of 1, so on A of 4. I have taken the values from the I have taken all these values as input. So now how these values will be stored in memory? See, so this is the starting cell address. That is, for example, if you say it as some the address of this cell is 1001. So what you will do is you will give how many bytes of memory for each element. A of 0 occupies how many bytes? 4 bytes, because the size of long int is 4 bytes. So 10 will be stored in 4 bytes. Next to, that means next to cell address, that is for A of, this is A of 0. And next to cell address will be A of 1. What will be the address of this one? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 were up to 4, it is A of 0. So 1005 will be the address of the A of 1. So again 4 cells, 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 will be given, used by A of 1. What is the value of A of 1? It is 20. And next to cell address will be A of 2. What will be the address of A of 2? It will be 1, 5, 6, 7, 8 will be used by A of 1. So what will be the address of A of 1? A of 2. It will be 1009. So again 4 cells. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here you will be storing 30. Next to cell address, it will be up to 9, 10, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 will be used by A of 2. So A of 3 is how much? The address is 1013. So again 4 cells. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 40 will be stored here. Next again 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the address of A of 4. And what will be the starting cell address of A of 4? 1, 0, 13, 14, 15, 16 will be used by A of 3. Then 1017 will be the address of A of 4. Here the value 50 will be saved. So that means what? Totally how much memory is used by the variable A? So you have stored 5 elements. 5 means 5 into each 4 bytes. So totally how much memory you have used? This is only, it is only 4 into 5. That is only 20 bytes of memory is used by your variable A. So total how much we have allocated? Total we have allocated 4000. So out of that 4000, how many bytes are being used? So you have only used 4000 minus 20. So that means what is the value? It is 3980 bytes of memory is wasted here. So that means what? This block, what is the size of this block? It is 3980 bytes of memory. What will happen is this is already allocated to this variable A. So that means what? It is not used by your variable A, and also it is not being given to any other program also. That means this much memory is wasted. So this is very important thing that you have to consider while working with arrays. So this is another disadvantage of using arrays. And the next one is the operations like insertion and deletion operations are also here. There are in arrays that the insertion and deletion operations of arrays are pretty tedious. So I will tell you how it will be. For example, if you take so the operations insert and delete. Insert and delete are time consuming, or you can say that are we say that these are pretty tedious. I will tell you why. So for example, if you have declared an array of int A of 10. So how many elements it can store? It can store 10 elements. So for example, if you give an array, so generally in diagrammatic way we will represent the array like this: 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what will be the indexes? It will start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. it will end it 9. So for example, if I have given the values some 6, 12, 15, 21, 45 like this. So for example, in my array we have 5 elements. Suppose if you want to insert an element 9, if you want to insert, we call it as key. So if I want to insert an element 9, so then what is the right position for the element 9? I want to insert an element 9. So because this is a sorted list, so what is the right position for 9? This is the right position for 9. So what you have to do? You have to insert 9 at this location. So this is at this location you have to insert the element 9. So now what you have to do? You have to insert 9 at this location. In order to insert 9 at this location, what you have to do is you have to move all the elements, that is from 1 to 4. All the elements must be moved one position to right. So they must be moved one position right. So let's see how we will do it. So what we will do is, first of all we will copy 45 to the A of 0. So that means this is copied. Next what we will do? We will copy 21 to this location, and next we will copy 15 to this location, and next we will copy 12 to this location. So this we can do until your number is greater than this 9. So up to 12 we will perform this one. So if the number is the number at that particular location is greater than this number, then we will move all the elements one position to right. So now what we got a hole here. That is, now what we can do? We can assign the 9 at this particular location. So this is how we will perform the insert operation. The delete operation also same. Here what we will do? We will move one element to left. That is the only difference between. That is, here we will move to the right and here we will move to the left. Suppose if you want to remove 6 means, what you will do? You will move one position like this to the left. That's all. So that means, for example, here we have only 5 elements in our array. So for example, if I have 1 crore elements in my array and I want to delete the element at the 0th location, that means how many shiftings I have to do? I have to move almost one element less than the 1 crore element. So it is somewhat a difficult, it is a time consuming process. So this is also another disadvantage of using using the arrays. Now we will see how these limitations has been they have been improved using linked list. So now I will tell what are the differences between linked list and I will tell you what are the differences between linked list and arrays. So we will write arrays and linked list. So first of all we will see the size. First of all we will see the size. First if you take size. So in the case of arrays cannot be changed. It cannot be changed. That already we have seen. In linked list it can be changed. That means here we have that means whenever suppose if an element is removed, then just you can delete that memory space. And the second one is memory allocation. So here we say that it is static. That is, everything is done at compilation time. Once a variable is declared, the memory will be allocated at compile time. But in the case of linked list, here we will be using pointers. So that's why here we say that it is dynamic. That is, the memory will be allocated at runtime. So And the next one is space. Space utilization. Next one is space utilization. Okay, next one is space utilization. So how the space is used? Once, whenever you are using arrays, here even though you have small blocks of memory free, it will not allocate the memory because here it requires continuous memory. So that's why here how the space utilization will be. Here the memory is having a large block of memory. So it requires large block of memory. But in the case of linked list, what you can do is you can have small chunks of memory. That is small blocks. Small chunks of memory. So that is the difference for space utilization. And the next one is memory. So already I told that the limitation of arrays, it requires contiguous block. But in the case of linked list, we can have different blocks, multiple blocks. Okay, and the fifth one is the structure. How the structure will be? For arrays, it is already we have discussed, it is rigid structure, and for linked list we say that it is flexible structure. We say that it is flexible structure. That is, changes can be done. Next one is insert and delete operations. So insert and delete operations, here it is more time. Takes more time consuming. And here in the case of if you use linked list, then that here it is less time consuming. And the next one is resizing. Resizing. So most languages does not support this resizing. For most languages doesn't support the resizing of arrays. That is, the size cannot be changed. But in the case of linked list, it is supported. So here you can do the resizing of the linked list. And these are all the limitations of arrays has been all we have been made it as an advantage in linked list. So we have only one or two advantages of arrays. So now I will write those. So the first one is, whenever you are using arrays, that is space consumption. That is, whenever you are using arrays, so we say that it is overall less. Why? Because is, for example, if you are declaring int a of 5, so you are using how many bytes? 5 into, because integer is 2 bytes, you are using only 10 bytes. But in the case of linked list, for each and every data element, you need a pointer. So that's why here in the case of, suppose if you implement the same data with linked list, so 5 elements you have, each node requires how much memory? 2 bytes for data and 2 bytes for the next pointer. So total each node is occupying how much memory? 4 bytes of memory. So whenever if you take this 4 bytes of memory, 4 into how many elements? 5 elements. So that's why here you are occupying 20 bytes of memory. That is why, because here we are using an extra pointer. So here what is the main one is, here we need some space. Some space is required for pointer. That is the only required for pointer. Okay. that is the space is required for pointer, that is which points to the next node. So this is one disadvantage of using linked list. But whenever the data is huge data, that is suppose if you nowadays we are knowing that the data is growing day by day. So for heavy data, then even though you are using pointers, this is the best option, that is the linked list. And another one is another advantage of arrays is find operation. That is, or you can say it as accessing elements. You can call it as accessing elements. In the case of arrays, directly if you want to access an element, just you can say some A of 4, A of 3, something like that. That is, here it is accessed directly. But in the case of linked list, you have to traverse from the beginning. That is one. You have to traverse it from the beginning. From first node. Okay. And one more advantage of linked list, one more advantage of arrays is search option. So here you can use linear search or binary search or Fibonacci search. Any search option can be used. But in the case of linked list, it is possible only with linear search. Here only linear search is allowed. So this is also a advantage of arrays. So these last three are what? These are advantages of what? Last three are advantages of these last three are advantages of arrays. Remaining all are the advantages of using linked list. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe to our channel.